Hello guys and gals, and welcome! Do you know what today is? Today is the day that I finally got my freaking Steam Deck after 10 million years. I mean, literally, when I made the video on the Steam Deck, it was 11 months ago. It's been a while. I always wanted to do this unboxing. I was hoping I could do this unboxing, you know, like when it was brand new. It's not brand new. We got a big old attentiones. Plug in. Needs to charge. Your mom's a hoe. So I got the expensive edition, which apparently comes with the case. You know, it has the charger. This is the one that has the anti-glare screen, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is our charger, right? Let's open this up first, shall we? A little bit of a doodad here. Got my special knife that my sister got me. Alright, so it looks like we got a hard-wired adapter, so this is kind of important. One thing that you want to take note of immediately is the fact that this adapter is not modular, which means that if you break this, you're SOL. Alright, so this isn't like a regular phone charger where you can abuse the crap out of this and then replace the cord. The cord is hardwired into the charger, so there's probably no chance whatsoever that you're going to be able to actually replace this. There's no screws on the outside of this. I mean, you might be able to like pop this thing open and then like rewire a new cable, but just like for the sake of argument, as a person who may not necessarily know how to do those things, just take note that don't break the adapter, because you're not going to replace this cord. Also in here looks like we have an instruction manual. Kind of thick. I mean, it's a little small, but it's kind of a thick boy. A thicky boy. Health and safety. Looks like it's in 18 different languages. Nothing really too amazing in here that I can see. Like health and safety, hearing safety, skin irritation, warm surfaces. It reads like an MSDS sheet. Material data safety sheet. That's what it reads like. I don't actually see anything in here that's like instruction related. This seems more like a material data safety sheet, if anything. I mean, there's some information here about the Wi-Fi, I guess. The warranty, nothing too amazing. Alright, then we got the big boy itself. And in here is literally like every single language known to man on the inside of the box. Can't even find the English on here. Where's the English? On the subway? On a Ferris wheel? In a hammock? Oh, I guess they're kind of exemplifying all the different places you could potentially be playing your Steam Deck. You know, like, hey, you could be playing this at the park. You could be playing this, you know, on a bench. You could be playing this at your friend's house. You could be playing this in the bathtub. Just don't drop it. This is a hefty boy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is a very hefty boy. I feel like I need to break out the Nintendo Switch to give you guys a comparison for size. For those of you who may not have ever heard of the Steam Deck, if you've been living under a rock, let me pull out my Nintendo Switch here so you guys can get like an example size. I mean, this case is definitely bigger than the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch could fit inside this case with ease. Alright, so we've got like a little paper cover here, which I'm assuming just slides off. Yes, sir. And on the cover itself, it does have some instructions. Requires Wi-Fi connection. Minimum age to play 13 for Steam games. You must accept the Steam subscriber agreement. Not really a whole lot else on there. It's in a lot of different languages. I'm gonna tell you that much. A lot of different languages. They got like every language in the world on this thing. Very cool little Steam, kind of like a Steamdeck logo there on the case. On the back side of the case, it seems to be this like giant indent. Not really sure if you can kind of make out how deep it is, but let me like take my knife. I can literally just like slide my whole knife into this indent with ease. Like, it's a very large indent, and then there's this like thing on the back, I guess, to kind of like, I don't know, put your hand in or something, or maybe to store your charger on the outside of the case. I mean, I guess you could maybe throw the charger in there. Kind of maybe, yeah, you know, it does fit. Not really sure if you'd want to throw that in there, but I mean, an option. Maybe there's something inside that explains it. There's also a bag in here, which I'm assuming this bag is for the charger. So we probably take the charger, slide it in here like this, give it a nice zip up. Right? Now we got a little bag, and now we slide the little bag in here, and so now we have our charger neatly inside the bottom of the case. At least that's what I think. We do have a seal here, which is rather interesting. A valve seal on the zipper. I guess it's to signify that it hasn't been tampered with on its way to me. The valve seal, which is going to be cut. And with that, we should be able to unzipify. Ooh, that's sexy looking. It's very large. It is an extremely large device. I mean, comparatively to the Nintendo Switch like doesn't even come close to the like massive girth of this unit. It's definitely girthy. It's got a girthy suave to it. You know, weight-wise, it's not really that much heavier, I feel like, than the Nintendo Switch. I could be horribly wrong on that. Maybe it's just because I'm a strong individual, and so I kind of feel like there's not. It also came with a, I'm guessing this is a cleaning cloth. It looks like a cleaning cloth anyway. A little Steamdeck cleaning cloth. I mean, let me just soak it in for a second here. Okay. I mean, yeah, the Steam Deck is a little heavier, but it's not like so much heavier than Nintendo Switch that I'm like crazy about it. It also is much more ergonomic than the Nintendo Switch, which is interesting. So, I mean, there's that. Alright, now let's give this thing a once over and see what it can do. I'm kind of looking at it right now just to kind of see what's around. So we do have the USB-C port at the top here. Power button is right there. We've got the volume controls on the top here and the headphone jack. Very similar, in fact, to the way the Nintendo Switch is set up. You can see here the Nintendo Switch has the power button right here. Our power button's on this side. Headphone jack, volume control. Even the exhaust fins are kind of in the same place. So it's interesting. I mean, there's probably not a lot of variation on design when it comes to things like this. Obviously, the Steam Deck doesn't have a game card slot. The Nintendo Switch, of course, has its USB-C port on the bottom, whereas this has the USB-C port on the top. And I'm also noticing a port down here. I don't know what that is. Micro SD, perhaps? Kind of looks like it might be micro SD. And on the back side, of course, we've got the exhaust ports here, or the intake, whichever ones these are. And the additional buttons. Very interesting sound effects there. Let's see if it turns on, shall we? Probably needs to be charged. Let me pull out my Pixel charger. Let's just see if this works before we go plugging in the official charger. I kind of just want to see if the Pixel charger will turn the light on. It does indeed. And can it turn on while the battery is dead? That's the question. So it looks like this bad boy is going to need to charge. Either that or the Pixel charger isn't supplying enough current. So very quickly, let's plug in the official AC adapter. And let's see if the official AC adapter can supply it enough current so that it can come on without the battery. This is something that I actually was extremely interested in because I wanted to know whether or not the Steamdeck could sufficiently run off of its own power source. If you have watched any of my videos in the past on the NVIDIA Shield TV or the NVIDIA Shield Portable, or any of the other devices of the NVIDIA Shield nature, you will know that it was unable to run off of current unless the battery was charged. And this was a downside because if you wanted to run it off of, you know, like a I want to say you wanted to run it like a console, so to speak. If the battery didn't have charge, then the device wouldn't run. Alright, so it does seem like we're going to have to let this charge a little while because I'm getting absolutely no reaction from the Steamdeck other than the light turning on, obviously, which is indicating that it is indeed charging. We'll pick this back up probably in about 30-40 minutes when it's gotten a little bit of charge so we can actually turn it on. Alright, so while we're waiting on the Steamdeck to charge up, I have another little device that I purchased. This is a DockTech 7-in-1 mini USB hub. So when they announced the Steamdeck, one of the things that they also announced was a docking station, similar to the way that the Nintendo Switch works. And the purpose of the docking station was to allow you to obviously hook your Steamdeck up to a monitor, keyboard, mouse, other peripheral devices. And I don't think the official Steamdeck is actually, or Steam Dock is actually out yet. So I did a little bit of research, and this is the dock that a lot of people were saying works with this particular device. And I definitely need to have the dock because I'm going to stream this stuff on live stream. So I need to be able to hook up the Steamdeck to my capture card. So this dock is going to give me several different ports. It's going to give me obviously the USB-C power in. We have two USB ports, standard USB ports. That seem to be USB 3.0, judging by the color, because they are indeed blue. I'm not sure if you can make that out. And then we also have the SD card slot and a micro SD card slot for additional storage, and then the HDMI out, which is the most important thing, because this will allow us to hook the Steamdeck to our monitor. And then we can actually see what's going on. And then on top of that, it also has an Ethernet port as well, so we'll be able to hook this up to the router directly, so we won't have to rely on the Wi-Fi connection. All of which should make our time with the Steamdeck, at least streaming, you know, for you guys to see, a little bit easier. In handheld mode, of course, it's going to have to be on video camera, like this. So if I'm going to be shooting, say like for instance Diablo 2 Resurrected, or maybe even Diablo 4, when it comes out on the handheld portion, it'll pretty much just be pointing a camera at the Steamdeck to kind of get a better idea of what it's capable of. This dock does seem to be a very nice dock. Hopefully it works with the Steamdeck and I have no issues. I'm also hoping that it supplies enough power. I may have to purchase a stronger power adapter. In fact, I'd like to take a look real quick. I'm going to have to pause the charging on my Steamdeck. I want to take a look real quick and see what the voltage is on this. So this is a 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 3 amp, 15 volt 3 amp, or 20 volt 2.25 amp. 20 volt 2.25 amps is a lot of current. I'm not sure if you guys can make that out on the video, but it's probably the best I'm going to be able to do for you. I mean, the closer you get, the blurrier it gets, unfortunately. So this is a multi-stage charger. What that means is it's going to do multiple different currents depending on what's needed. All right, I'll be back in just a little bit when the Steamdeck has charged up, and we'll take a look at the Steamdeck itself, shall we? All right, so he finally turned on. I'm excited. Let's flip this around so you guys can see it, shall we? Probably a pretty long boot up sequence, I would assume, especially since this is the first boot. The booting of the first. I feel like you can see the reflection of my R2-D2. And there is Ultra Magnus. And there's my YouTube. We definitely have some smells. Oh look, welcome. Select your language. Language English, please. We're definitely not Pacific Standard Time. We're Eastern Standard Time. How do we do this? Does it got a touch screen? It does have a touch screen. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, connect to my Wi-Fi. Alright, so it looks like we're downloading and installing updates, which is pretty much what I assumed, because the device has been out for a little while. So obviously the device that I got was not going to be, you know, like up to date. So it's probably going to take a little while to do these updates. Looks like 3 minutes 50 some odd seconds. I mean, I'm literally right next to the router. You can actually see the router. It's right there. Showing you in the reflection. And man, the smell coming out of this thing, why does it remind me of like 1990s 2000 era computer shop, which I used to run, by the way. It smells very much like a computer store. Like, just has that computer store smell. If I'm dead in a little while from whiffing the fumes coming out of my Steamdeck, yeah. Don't worry, I won't make you sit through the entire update process. I'll skip over most of this. YouTube magic and all that. I mean, I still have to go through it, but you guys don't.
Alright guys and gals, instead of making you all suffer through looking at a screen on a camera on a screen with reflections on it and everything, we're going to put it on my computer here instead, which I feel like will be infinitely more cool, just in general. I seem to be in the way though, hold on a second. This is the Steam button. Oh, there we go. This is the quick access button. Up here is the power button. Over here is blah, blah, blah. Tap any button on the screen to continue. All right. So this is the Steam. I actually have Stray pre-installed, if you guys are unaware. Stray is a really cool game that's coming out soon. About basically a cat that wanders around the city, and I'm super excited about it. It comes out on the 19th. So expect a video on that. That's probably going to come out soon. Also today, I need to finish the Quarry series. I was thinking about doing it live just for fun. That one might already be done by the time this video comes out. And let's see here. Settings. Show battery percentage. Yes, I do enjoy a good battery percentage. Regular clock is fine. Eastern Standard Time is fine. Steamdeck client beta update. A few bug fixes. OS update channel. Developer modes. All sorts of cool stuff here. Kernel versions. Steam versions. CPU vendor. AMD custom APU 0405. 2.8 gigahertz CPU frequency, 4 physical cores, 8 logical cores, 14.49 RAM size, 1024 megabytes of VRAM. Interesting. Mr. NiNi 5G, that's right. Got brightness, night mode tint. When plugged in, we got like sleep settings and stuff. That's pretty cool. Audio, Bluetooth. We definitely are going to want to turn on Bluetooth for Bluetooth controllers. I need to go down and grab some batteries right now. I'm actually using the Steamdeck, even though it's kind of wired up at the moment. But I would assume that if I were actually going to use this in the docked mode, I would probably prefer to hook up like an Xbox controller or something like that to this. I actually have a really nice 8-bit controller. I think I'll probably grab that. Game Rumble, Steam haptics. Let's take a look at the test, shall we? Left trigger. Right trigger. D-pad. Oh, wait, there's a D-pad and a haptic pad. That's interesting. Got both of these. Got them jank-a-links. Got the back buttons. A lot going on this thing. How do I get out of here? Hold the B button to exit. I'm in the way again. Yeah, let me put myself up here since I seem to be always in the way. There we go. Alright, we got keyboard. Current keyboard theme. Haptics. I like the haptics. They're pretty cool. Trackpad sensitivity. Download region. That's set correctly. You have Washington, D.C. That's pretty close to me. Always nice to have your download region set properly so you get better ping on that. Steam Link. Huh. This is pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. Looks like there's an update to install. And a restart? Let's restart it. Let's see what happens. I want to see how long it takes to restart. So hopefully it'll pop right back up to this as soon as it finishes restarting. We got extracting package. It's not taking that long. Not bad at all. I gotta say I like their choice of logo. It's a kind of a cool looking logo for the Steam Deck. All right, so the next thing we got to do is we got to figure out how to install Diablo on here. Like that's like one of the most important things. We got to install Diablo. So how do we install Diablo 2 Resurrected on this system? Hmm. It's interesting. We got like the news articles, my recent games. So like say we wanted to install something on here. There's a lot of games on here that I've played. Like, what about Elden Ring? Elden Ring is 51 gigs. We just hit install and it starts downloading it. Simple as that. I mean, this seems to be very similar to any other kind of Steam interface that I've ever used. This is the game that I think was actually made for the Steam Deck. I'm noticing icons on these games that show whether or not it's Steam Deck compatible, I'm guessing. Like, you notice in the bottom right-hand corner of each one of the icons, there's a little Steam icon, or the Steam Deck icon. And then next to the Steam Deck icon is another circle, which either contains either a check mark, what I'm noticing, which says, you know, basically, yes, this game is compatible, or has a question mark, which is unknown whether it's compatible, or then it also has a yellow exclamation point, which for all I know may potentially be like, you know, like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's compatible, but you're going to have to test it, and you're going to have to see, right? So let's type in. Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting, actually. So what would happen if we just like typed in, say, Diablo? I doubt it would work here. I'm just spitballing at this point because I don't know. I totally typed in Diablo wrong. Diablo. Yeah. So we're going to have to look up and see how you install the Steam launcher on this particular device so that we can play Diablo 2 Resurrected. Because that's obviously one of the main reasons why we got this thing in the first place, right? So let's do a quick check on the internet. How to install Blizzard Launcher. So how to install Diablo 2 Resurrected on the Steam Deck. All right. I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to do a little bit of research, and I'll be right back. All right, so it didn't take very long to figure that out. Basically, what I've got to do is hold down the power button until a menu pops up, and then go down to the switch to desktop option. And then when I'm in the switch to desktop option, I will have basically what kind of looks like a Windows desktop from what I can tell. And the Windows desktop gives me the option to sort of like pretend like this is a real computer. And can't really see the desktop on the recording. That's rather weird. So what's being sent to the computer through the Elgato card is just kind of like a wallpaper. You guys aren't seeing the icons down here at the bottom. There's a Firefox logo, and I'm clicking on the Firefox logo to open up a browser, a web browser. It's not appearing up there at all. That's rather strange. Let me try unplugging this and plug it back in and see if it pops up on the screen. So it seems like this particular mode, the whatever this mode is, the desktop mode, doesn't seem to want to display on the live stream. Give me just a minute here, and I'll see if I can fix it. All right, so I finally did manage to figure it out. Basically, what you have to do is you have to connect it to the Steam Deck, and you have to go into the settings. And once you're in the settings, you can go and you can change the primary monitor and the secondary monitor. So you open up the settings window, and of course now the settings window is on the wrong monitor. Can I switch it? Move to screen 1. Hey, it worked. Okay, so basically what you have to do is you have to go down in here into the display and monitor settings, and you have to choose the monitor and make it the primary monitor. That's essentially how you go through the process of getting everything to appear on the capture card, essentially, or your main monitor. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to download the BattleNet launcher. So pretty plain and simple. We're just going to type in, BattleNet launcher on here. Utilities. Kwrite text editor, emoji selector. This is all very interesting. Dolphin system monitor. We got a system monitor on here. What's that? I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm just having fun. Ah, okay. So we got like a little doojanks. That's kind of cool. Shows our CPU usage, our disk usage, memory usage, etc. That's interesting. That can come in handy for doing tests for things later. All right, so according to the internet, it is Steam plus Y to bring up an on-screen keyboard. Or Steam plus X. While Steam is running, if you press Steam plus X, you can bring up an on-screen keyboard. We're still working on improving this. For some odd reason, the Steam controls don't work in the desktop mode for me. Oh, there we go. It did pop up, but it's on the other screen. So here, hold on. Let me. Can I switch this to the other screen? You know what? I think I'm gonna have to move this. Hey, it actually worked. I'm kind of surprised. All right, Steam plus X. There we go. And we're gonna type in battle.net launcher download. That should be all we have to do, and then I should be able to bring this back over there. All right, so we're gonna download the BattleNet launcher. Apparently, all we have to do is download the BattleNet launcher and install it. I'm assuming that we choose Windows. There's only Windows and Mac. I don't think this is Mac, is it? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's not be hasty there. I know very little about this system and how it works. This is all very new to me, and it's all very fun. Is it opening? Is it opening? Come on, we got to get Diablo 2 Resurrected installed. Otherwise, how else are we going to play some Diablo 2 Resurrected on our Steam Deck? This is important. All right, so it looks like we have to do this through the Steam layer here. So let's go ahead and open up Steam inside of the Steam Deck. We got Steam inside of our Steam Deck, Steam Inception. And of course, it opened up on the other screen. So I've got to drag it over. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Add Game. We're going to go to Add Non-Steam Game. Browse. There we go. We're going to go down to Downloads where we have our download downloaded. And we might have to go up a little bit. There we go. It might not be D, it might actually be Firefox downloads. So let's see if we can find Firefox. That was not correct. I'm having a little bit of trouble clicking with this thing. It's a little jankety, like as far as like actually clicking on stuff. Let me cancel this and reopen it so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Let's also go to, we have to go to all files as well. And, no new folders. Let's try a local. That was not what I clicked on at all. It's the clicking and the movement being tied together on the mouse is very poopy. I want to say it's very poopy, and I can't help but feel like it's not optimal because when you go to click, it moves like as you're clicking. There it is, right there. Downloads. There's the setup file. Bink. Add selected programs. Alright, so our BattleNet launcher should be on the list now. I guess we could always, there it is, BattleNet setup.exe. Tools BattleEye runtime. Alright, so I mean we have it installed. And we need to take it further, right? I haven't taken any screenshots. Why would I take screenshots? Just taking a look to see if like maybe it appeared on the list or something along those lines. Let's take a look at the settings. Properties. Compatibility, perhaps? Force the specific compatibility. A lot of Proton here. I don't really know exactly what to pick for any of this. Proton Experimental. We got a whole bunch of different versions on the list. I guess maybe the higher the number, the more recent. So we've got Proton 7.0.3 seems to be one of the newest versions. So let's try that. Let's try this again. Oh, okay. We got something this time. Looks like we got the BattleNet installing. Nice, nice, nice. See, I knew I'd get Diablo 2 Resurrected working on here. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to have to install this. I'm going to go ahead and pause it while this is installing. No reason to make you guys sit here and wait. Alright, so it seemed to work out just fine, and I had to log in, of course. And now we are going to go through the process of getting this installed. So there's no games to scan for. Continue. Yep. Give me the intro. It's going to take me a million years. Let's get our Diablo 2 Resurrected. Let's go ahead and get that installed. Yep. Start installation, please. So that's going to take a little while as well. Probably 10, maybe 20 minutes, I would assume. Um, I'm going to go ahead and pause it and get that finished as well. So this is a whole process here of getting everything set up, obviously, with any kind of new computer, and that's really what this is. And I think it's important that people realize that is that the Steam Deck is essentially kind of like a computer, and you got to install games, you've got to manage stuff, you got to figure out your desktop resolutions and have keyboards and mice and all sorts of other stuff. I'm gonna have to get like a little wireless keyboard and mouse set up for this thing. I think it'll be pretty cool. Probably either I'm either gonna get like a dongle and just hook it up to the dock, which I think could be easier instead of turning on the Bluetooth, because I want to use the Bluetooth for the controller itself, and I don't really want to have a whole bunch of other like crazy stuff going on. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it just yet, but we'll see. I'm gonna pause this while we're downloading the Diablo 2 Resurrected, and then hopefully in a couple of minutes we'll actually be able to launch Diablo 2 Resurrected and take a look at it. All right, so at this point I need to add the actual setup to the launcher so that I can actually access it. The BattleNet launcher should be in here. I'm probably going to have to browse for it though. This is something that I've actually done a lot, like on my computer before, like setting up non-Steam stuff. I did a lot of this stuff back when, what's the term? The NVIDIA Shield Portable existed, because what I would do is I would actually go through the process of setting up a lot of this stuff specifically so that I could get access to things that I, otherwise probably shouldn't have had access to, I guess would be the term. I'm gonna assume this is probably in documents. I could be wrong, but let's double check. Oh no, not documents. We need programs. What am I thinking? Do we have programs? We have videos, public, pictures, music, downloads, documents, desktop, Steam, local. Not documents. Give me just a minute. Okay. If I've got this correct, which is kind of insane in my opinion, it looks like I'm going to home, deck, then dot local, and then I'm going to share, and then I'm going to Steam. Yeah, you wonder why I didn't find it earlier on my own. Then I'm going to Steam apps, which does make sense. That's something that I have done before in the past, so that's not completely out of the ordinary. Steam apps is a very common place where they like to store things. But apparently they store this in comp data. And then it's one of these, 1228, which is probably this one. So PFX, Drive C, Program Files, BattleNet launcher.exe. Is that it right there? I think that's it. All right, add selected programs. So now we should have the BattleNet launcher on here. Let's do a quick search for it. So we should be able to just type in. I don't like how it goes back. So like if I'm trying to like move the mouse and I move it all the way to the edge of the screen, and then I move my thumb back to the other edge of the mouse, it moves the mouse back. Like it doesn't. And now I got two up there. That's beautiful. Bink. It's impossible to use that. Like, if it's just gonna constantly like spring back to the location, it makes it really impossible to use that. All right, so here we go. BattleNet launcher.exe. Now we have that inside the BattleNet actual program. I'm assuming we're gonna have to do the same thing we did before with the compatibility, force compatibility. Use the 703, close that. Hit play. Hey! And, oh, it didn't make me log in? Good. I was about to say, I freaking hope it didn't make me log in a second time. Because that's just mean. And I don't want to have to log in every single time I open it up. Why are you doing that? I'm getting annoyed with some of these idiosyncrasies. Give me just a second while I log back in. All right, so it's finally finished downloading after forever, and let's see if it plays, shall we? Or do we have to do anything else? Oh, hold on. Let me assume my normal position. My normal position. Yes. Let me a little loud there. Let me zoom out my my doojanks for a minute here. You guys are gonna see my green screen setup and some other things in the background, like Mr. NiNi's mess that he makes. He always makes a mess. He's a little messy little thing. He's messy. There you go. That's a little bit better. Hey. I mean, I hear the doojanks, but I don't see the doojanks. Oh, there we go. Wait, oh, okay. All right. Hey. Hey. Dinner, 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 dinner. A dinner, 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 a dinner, dinner. As the tank is on and a dinner, we're gonna go to the tank. The tank is on. We're gonna play some games with the tanker tank. We're gonna take a link. A tanker tank. A tanker tank. A tanker tank. This is playing on the Steamdeck, by the way. I'm sure the sound is a little loud. We'll fix that in just a second. Oh no, did it crash? What? What? No, I think it crashed. Well, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. I'm going to spend a little bit of time. I'm going to get this refined. And once I figure out exactly how to get Diablo 2 Resurrected running smoothly, we'll do a video on Diablo 2 Resurrected on the Steam Deck and see how well it runs. I'll probably do a handheld version, and I'll probably also do a, docked version, and we'll kind of compare the results. Also going to try and play some other games on here too, because why not? And I'm pretty excited about the Steam Deck. It's going to take me a little while to dive into this thing. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some videos coming out on this thing for me, just simply because I'm, I want to play with it. I want to play with it, and you guys are going to watch me play with it. So, as always, I do appreciate you watching me play with the Steam Deck, and keep watching me play with the Steam Deck. Oh no, my intro. No.